Hardcore Racing.
I am Roland Johns. I am Sim Racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver of number 35, Stand Up to Cancer Ford. I am Sim Racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am Sim Racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driver number 44 Toyota Camry, and I am Sim Racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am Sim Racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am Sim Racing.
We are Sim Racing.
Good morning, Nurburgring. We are out here for the morning split of round 2. We had a rough start this morning, or last night actually, but we will be back out here giving another shot right now. In the car, we have Carl Handwerk, and in the booth with me is Wesley Fuller. How you doing, guys?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Another day. Let's try this again.
Exactly. Luckily, we get a second try. We had a second car in the garage. They just had to sit us off to the side for a couple of hours, but we'll be back out there. Right now, we're sitting in the polls for a total of... Oh, whoa. All right. Carl, you sure you couldn't have done a better time?
I like starting from the back.
So we're sitting in P38, but last time we had a rear start and we did really well. So this might be a good chance for us to get back out there and kind of maybe not be in a faster racing line. From there, take a step back and then build up our speed again. So hopefully that's a better stance we can take. But we'll see how it plays out, as we get farther into the run. Looks like qualifying still has has 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on it. So let's go ahead and do our due diligence. Once again, thank you to Critical Hit Bass Lures for sponsoring this broadcast. We'll be back at it again, giving it a second try. Once again, thank you, Wesley, for popping in. Tonight's broadcast is going to be open donations for Stand Up to Cancer. And there's a donation link under it should be the first link in the description for the broadcast. If you guys feel like donating, go ahead. I'm going to double check the link because I believe we hit your cap last night or we got close to it. So let's pull up your donation link.
We hit the mark. We went up to $365.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So let me pull it up one more time. Looks like I had it closed. Oh, yeah. Check that out. And so we have a new goal, which is going to be $700, which we are almost there. We'll see how we get. Let me go ahead and update the money donated. Once again, everyone, all this money goes straight to Stand Up to Cancer to help fight and support the cause. All right, so let's run a quick ad from our sponsors, and we'll be back in with some race commentary and kind of just prepping for the race. And we're back. All right, looks like 2 minutes left till qualifying is all over. We've already done our qualifying lap, once again taking us into P38, but that's fine. We had a low start last time when we did the Bathurst. And how'd you guys do for Sebrings?
Sebring, I think we had a decent qualifying time. I think we were around the top 10 or maybe even inside the top 10 and ended up bringing it home in third at the end of the race. And that was with a bunch of incidents towards the end that we could have had a chance at winning. Wow.
So that's good. At least
that's pretty impressive.
I wish I was there for that one. I'm kind of bummed I missed Sebrings. I forgot what happened. I think I had other plans. It was that a holiday weekend?
It might have been. Yeah,
I think that it was. It was like a holiday weekend.
I think it was.
I think you're right.
I think it was actually a weekend when you were on vacation or something like that. So that's why it just never worked out.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. It was vacation weekend. Yeah, it's always nice to vacay. At I was gonna make a reference to that one movie, where they vacation with their boss, or their boss dies or something. You guys remember that
No
movie
idea what you're
back in the 80s or 90s, where it's they're vacationing but they have a dead guy. Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie's, not
there you
Barry's. In case Barry's listening.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. That movie was hilarious.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like what my team's left me out here to do is to pretty much just die by myself, because I'm the only one for the team that showed up this morning. So I will I'll give it my best and go as long as I can here. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to complete the 24 hours by myself. You definitely need a team to do that, but we will.
We'll put on a good show.
We'll run some laps, and yeah, exactly. Hopefully, I don't kill the car.
Plus all the actions in the first 5 laps anyway, so we'll at least get you guys that.
Yeah, it's boring after that. Exactly.
All right, and we're gridding up. Carl, I'm going to leave it to you. We're going to hop over to the broadcasting booth, and best of luck, man.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Do you
guys.
want me to move you into Core Racing Red?
Yeah, good. Thanks.
You got it. I don't have that power. I have not received that power. I'm a little upset, but it's okay.
That's you are. We are.
Exactly.
I got it. Thanks, buddy.
No problem. All right. As we move over to the broadcasting room, race is starting to grid up. Let's make sure that we are attached to Carl's vehicle. Nope, not on the track yet. But let's see if we can take a look at the track. There you go. Boom. All the cars on the track. We are looking at a field of Mercedes, Ferraris, BMWs, Audis. Looks like that's it. That's going to be our GT3 series. We have the Ferrari 488, the BMW Z4, the Mercedes AMG GT3, which is what the Core Racing team will be racing. And and then the Audi R8 LMS. So,
How many entries are there?
for this race, looks like we have a total of they got rid of my counter on that. I don't know, but last time I checked it was 44, but we had a couple of teams that didn't fully load in, so it could be more than that.
Right.
All right, 1 second. Looks like the paint's not loading up, but I'll give it one more shot. It's doing that glitch again where it's like half loading the paints.
Yeah, I see that.
That's
Half of them are white, half of them have something.
It's just we're trying to bring you different angles, This is what we do here at Death by Moose Media. Is we we scramble things up. We want to make you guys work for trying to have to figure out who's out on the track. Oh, and I think we loaded up our Core Racing scheme. I think. Let me see if I can get a.
Kind of looks like it.
It did. All right. You know what? Don't mind me. I'm gonna do a little bit of camera magic. Once again, it reset my camera, so I'm gonna just readjust these so you guys we can get at least a sweet side angle. We'll attach that to right here. Nice GoPro for you guys, so you can see a nice front left.
See what the driver sees.
A little bit. You can see his head turning there. He's shaking his head like, oh shit, I'm starting this. Alright, here we go. And it looks like this time the cameras are staying where they should be, unlike before where they were blipping out everywhere.
Right.
But we'll see how it plays out throughout the race. All right, so from watching just the beginning of the first race, so far, how do you think of it, of Bathurst? Or sorry, not Bathurst, Nurburgring.
This is crazy. I mean, it looks like...
And we're green. Carl making a good start, moving up 1, 2, 3 positions, going for a big grab here.
He got a good start.
Oh, yeah, he did. Now he's going to go ahead and challenge someone on the inside of the first corner. Looks like a caution is out, so local caution. We already have an accident into that corner. Oh, yeah, that guy's totally spun out. 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars, 5. Oh, my gosh, dude, what is that guy doing? Rolling himself back out into the track. 6 cars. All right, that's going to put us up to P18. We just moved 20 positions from the start of the race. Oh, look, another car off the track. Welcome to endurance racing, everyone. The first lap is the most dangerous. The second lap is about half as dangerous. The third lap, well, you're pretty much in the clear. For anyone out there, the fastest time on the track is an 8-minute lap, or sorry, it's 8 minutes 7 seconds on the track. So we're looking at 8 to 9 minute laps at Nurburgring,
which is flat flying considering it's a almost 16-mile track.
Yeah, and we're talking. Let's drop the driver drop down so you guys can see some speeds. Once again, we're just following the core racing team. We're not talking about anyone else. This is just a hangout and also kind of a commentary line. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh my stats. Oh no, we're good. Yeah, so right now he's hitting up 150 miles an hour. He's gonna hit 160 most likely. He's got to brake, do a quick chicane. This is 3 turns lined up, and then you're gonna have a hard left right about here. Nice deep brake, coming easy. You can already hear the tires chirping. The first lap with these AMGs, honestly, if you hear those tires chirping, you're already on the point where you might lose it. So you got to be really careful. These are oh my gosh, Carl lifting himself a little bit, as you can see. There you go. He's got himself back out there. You don't want to break any of your wedge at all. You want to stay on the track 100%. You touch that rumble strip, you're gonna go a little sideways.
That was a big move.
Luckily, he barely kissed the wall and was able to get himself back out there.
Well, I think we made it farther than we did last night. So
honestly, I believe that was the section that grabbed Michael.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That was the first lap section. It's dangerous. You can't. It's just one of those sections where it's just going to capture you.
I think this first lap for everybody is pretty much cold tires, nerves, and just trying to hold on.
Yeah,
and I think that's what gives people interest.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is. You're gonna be on cold tires. You're trying to keep pace with everyone. You want to be aggressive, but honestly, with this endurance, you kind of want to just lay off a little bit. Oh gosh, come on, Carl. And this track is so long that honestly, unless you've been driving it for years, memorizing the track is not really an option. You're handling each corner as it comes to you. It's not like Bathurst where you kind of can memorize it. It's 3-minute laps. No, these are really, really long laps. Carl getting a little loose there, getting into... Oh, Andy sideways. Oh! Looks like he's going to get himself back out on the track. Take your time, man. Let's see if we can get a good view so we can maybe spot for him. Looks like he's going to go ahead and wait. Get himself back out into the track, which is good. Smart. Don't just jump out there. Keep yourself in the race. And we're good.
That was a pretty big hit.
Yeah. It happens, though.
It does.
Like I said, this track is not forgiving. A lot of people that race this track, they have years and years of experience. This is the first year of the core racing team doing special events. We had a great run with Bathurst. Sebrings was a pretty decent run. And now we're out here doing Nurburgring. So first year, there's going to be some rough bumps. I know Carl's got a little bit of nerves right now just because the team isn't technically here. It's just him. So he's got that on his shoulders, plus he's just driving right now. So it's definitely it's a lot of weight.
Well, to me, it seems like if there's not a lot of room, so if you make any kind of little mistake, there is not much room to catch it, and if you do, you're already in a wall or something.
Yeah, no, this track is so tight that you go off track a little bit and you're already hitting it. Like you're saying, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is a zero error track, really. And even in some of the sections where it opens up wide, you can still lose it because of the altitude change and how rough the course is.
Well, last night we were talking, what part of the track was it where if you brake just right that you bottom out on the front end?
Yeah, there's a straight that we'll be coming up to that it'll bottom out in real life on the front end. I don't know if they have it set up for this one. It might do the same, but it's either a 900 or 1,000 feet change in under a mile. It's kind of ridiculous, like how fast it changes. And I believe he's coming up to it. It should open up in a quick spot. We'll just ride with him so you guys can see it. But it's like a roller coaster. You just see it drop below you and then lift back up. It's pretty awesome.
I can see how that could really upset the car.
Yeah, unless you're braking on the uphill, you're gonna slam your nose into the ground, and it's dangerous.
It kind of looks like he's starting to get a rhythm, so maybe we'll kind of calm down and just kind of ride for a while.
He is, but he's still driving pretty aggressive. We can hear his tires kind of chirping a little bit, and that's honestly, with the AMG 3, the moment you hear those chirps, you're on the moment of, or you're on the precipice of just losing control. And this AMG GT3 is really testy on this track. And here we go. Here comes the altitude change. We're going to start going on our downhill.
I can see where the
my
car...
gosh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and we got a car spun around. Local caution out. And it looks like we're doing 133 while doing some banking.
I bet that's a really uncomfortable feeling whenever you're going down through there and all of a sudden your tires aren't on the ground. I mean,
yeah. And then we just hit that uphill.
You got some air. Yeah.
And you can see how fast this thing climbs on you. This uphill is really aggressive. Looks like Carl going for another pass. Getting the seat with him right now. 150 on the straight, and this is the part that I love. Is there's like I think it's like a 3-mile section or a 2-mile section of just straight open road. You just lift, you don't even lift your foot. You just stomp down on it and you go for it.
Very high speed section.
Oh yeah.
Well, it looks like he got up to 160.
Yep, and it looks like we already have some traffic. One person getting himself off the road there.
Carl's definitely faster than a lot of these back markers back here, so...
Yeah. He's also driving with a purpose.
Yeah, he is.
You can see it. He's going for it.
I think his give a damn's kind of gone right now, so...
Yeah, he's out there just to have fun.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
It makes it funner, or a lot more fun, I guess.
And it's kind of fun seeing a damaged AMG 3 beat a pristine one.
I know, right? That's what I was just thinking. I'm like, he's got damage and that other car doesn't.
Yep, no, and he's moved himself up all the way from the back to P23 now. So we've, I think, moved up another, I want to say, eight positions from where we dropped back to.
He's definitely going for it. I mean, from where he was sitting backwards in the grass. He's making a lot of position.
Yeah, and he most likely will gain these next 2 positions coming up if he can catch them on the chicanes on the uphill. That's honestly a really hard part for a lot of drivers, is coming into this section right about here. It's going to go over the top. We're going to have a nice swoop on the right, and then we're going to hit pretty much a 5-turn section where you got to be doing it at between 80 to 90 miles an hour, and it's some pretty hard turns.
A very rhythmy type track.
Yeah, and you get to full speed right about here, but then you need to be on the brakes almost instantly because it is scary. And then another nice sharp left-hand turn. That wall will say hello real fast.
Yeah.
Now this section, honestly, unless someone makes a mistake, you're not really going to get a pass, nor is it really the safest section to pass because there's just so much to do in turning, like just turning wise, what's going to happen out on the track. As we saw, he's coming up to the area that kind of bit him in the butt. Can he survive it again? I think he will. He just needs to be a little lighter on the gas and not be as aggressive coming into some of these corners. And honestly, this section's really bad for cameras because they just whip past you. And once again, reaching to almost a top speed. Right now, they're running 160, 170. You got to lift, get back on the brakes because you're going to be doing a really, really tight turn right now. And a nice, clean entrance and exit. Now another section of just really tight corners.
Yeah, between the elevation changes and the scenery, it kind of makes it hard to see the cars. For very.
You're not going to see anything coming up on, like, you only see, a small section of the road. Sorry, the road ahead of you. It's a very intense feeling. If we go into the cockpit, I'll show you guys. This is exactly what he sees. Like, he's not got much of a heads up. You got to be on those brakes real fast, and at the same time you can't lose your car. So most people, they get on the brakes hard and they'll lock up their tires, and that's the end of the race for them. And to top it off, this is a course that you do completely without any G-force. You don't get a feel for the course and where you're going. Oh my gosh, nice move right there, Carl. Being able to lift, hit that brake, get around that BMW that just spun in front of him. And now he's just got the Audi that he's got to go after. I believe that's an Audi, or that's an... Nope, that's a Mercedes AMG. So, simple mistakes can end your day real fast.
I'm just glad he didn't overcorrect and come back into him.
Yeah, no. Luckily he was already on the brake on that and wasn't too bad.
He definitely did a good job missing that.
As we look at the scenery. That's one thing. Nurburgring is a lot of forest. Very hard to get a lot of good shots sometimes.
Wasn't Earth Day like 2 or 3 days ago? And that's kind of fitting for this track.
Right. Looks like Team Corsairs is about to meet the Carl Handwerk driving. What would you call that? He's just determined right now. I think that's what it is. He's just going out there to see what he can do and how many people he can just beat on the track. I don't think it's, we're running for endurance right now, since most likely the team isn't here, so we're not going to be doing a full 24, but we're just riding out there to see how many people we can put behind us. And it looks like there's a Ferrari slowing up the track. Nice, getting off the course, letting these guys pass. Good sportsman-like move. Oop. Carl lifting his tire a little bit. Same thing with that AMG. Oh. And like we've mentioned before, this course is so tight that, you know, someone makes a small slip up, you're most likely with them. Their bad day is your bad day as well.
Most of these guys, if they make some sort of slip up or whatever, they've been nice enough to at least get off the track and not ruin somebody else's day.
Yeah, honestly, we didn't see that yesterday. Yesterday, you had people pulling back out into the track the moment they spun and taking like two other cars out with them.
No, they've been a lot less of a pain today than they were last night, which is nice. I mean, if it wasn't for Carl getting a little loose in that one section, he'd be sitting pretty right.
And we are 3 spots away from being P18 again.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we just gained another. We were at 28. We just gained another. Another 7 positions.
I think at this point he's just trying to get up as high as he can, just for the heck of it.
Yeah, he's totally doing that. He's having fun with it.
Yep.
Oh, that's not gonna be good. Yep, I can see that happening. Oh, okay, good. Avoid the wall. Hopefully no cars coming down the way. He's got 1 car. That's fine. Didn't lose any position. Still P21, but they are going to be flying past him pretty soon.
He did a good job of keeping it off the wall and not really hitting anything.
Yeah, he got lucky on that. He pretty much, you know, slid down the center of that turn, and he's got the straightaway ahead of him, so he should be able to get back up to speed and back out there.
Yep.
One of the more dangerous things out on the track is that section right there where it breaks your arrow wedge if you ride the center of the track. You have to either stay in the low groove where it banks you and you can do a high-speed turn, or you stay on the high groove to let pretty much do a pass. And it looks like we do have some car damage to the sense of we will not be reaching, you know, higher top speeds since that car did do a nice solid pass on him. That might also just be aero damage.
I don't think he 100% had his momentum up down through there too either, so that probably hurt him some.
Yeah.
How long is a fuel tire run on these?
I think they can pull a max of 3 laps. I believe. So we are going to see a green flag pit. Let me just change that since the whole session state's going to be caution because everyone keeps spinning. Once again, these are local track cautions, not actual full-on course cautions, because pacing 3 laps with an iRacing car on here would be a nightmare.
I was going to say, do you imagine doing a pace lap?
No.
At this track?
No, that
it'd about have to be one
and that guy's going sideways. Whoa. Sorry about that. You were saying about 1 lap?
I would think 1 lap would be about plenty for a pace lap, and then
you'd hope so.
It'd pretty much be a one and done.
That would be the expectation, but you never know.
Right. I mean, he only lost 2 spots in that whole ordeal, so I don't think he's too bad.
He did have a good lead on them, though. Now that is
he
gone.
did. Everybody's so spread out right now.
Yeah. Well, I think he can beat this AMG ahead of him. This guy seems to be slipping up on some of the corners, so he should be able to get back out there and beat that guy.
He looks like he's definitely faster. There's just nowhere to pass.
Yeah, once he clears this section, he'll have a section to pass on, unless that guy makes a pretty big mistake, which I'm hoping he makes a mistake. But, yeah, right now you see him, he's flashing his lights saying, hey, dude, you're slow, let me pass, let me pass. So we'll see if he, the guy moves aside, lets him to pass, or if he doesn't. This being the section that you would want to let someone pass is on this straight.
Be smart.
Yeah, and I think this guy's going to stick to his guns, so Carl's now going to have to play aggressive with the guy in front of him. Which sucks, because, you know, the guy knows that he's slow in some of those corners. And Carl's going to take, most likely, a little bit of the inside line. You can already see him. This guy's feeling the pressure.
And that's one thing, you just gotta wait for people to make a mistake and pretty well wreck themselves. Because long race, you don't want to wreck yourself trying to move somebody because they won't lose themselves.
And honestly, these cars are so touchy that wrecking yourself is putting you in a really bad spot.
There he goes.
Now it looks
Now he
like
makes the pass.
the Beamer decided to follow him too, or the BMW decided to follow him too.
Well, that was good. He finally let him pass and get him by because he was holding him up big time.
Oh, yeah.
You see the gap that they've already put on him.
And you're in a pretty aggressive downhill section where you can really hit top speeds so fast. Like, you know, this section, he's probably going to hit it close to his top speed. Once again, 130, and then braking down all the way to 80. And then getting back out there. Oh. That's not a good sound. And we're back on the track. And that's actually one thing that I've really loved about iRacing is you start to really listen to your car and pick up on those audio cues where you can tell the difference between, you know, your tires scrubbing a little too hard and your tires unhooking on you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about real life and iRacing is you pretty well have to rely on sound, where in real life you have to rely on the seat of your pants, and this you can't really do that.
Yeah, and I think that BMW is going to give Carl a push. Unless Carl gives him a pass. We'll see how it goes. Nope, that BMW. Oh, Carl. Going a little hot in that corner. Trying to probably break that BMW off his back. Don't think it's going to happen.
No, it looks like that BMW is a little bit faster than he.
Yeah, but this section is not where he wants to push his luck.
No, no.
And the BMW, honestly, is going to need to wait to that straight to come up to give him that pass. Anything around here is pretty deadly.
Even if you tried to give somebody that pass or whatever, or just let him go, it's still gonna put you at risk to get wrecked or wreck yourself.
Yeah. It's this like you said before, this course is so tight. Even letting someone for a pass is still a dangerous move.
I haven't really watched the whole, like, an entire lap, and kind of watching last night and this morning. This place is nuts, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't
you can
imagine
see they
driving.
just jumped right there. Did you just see that?
Yeah.
I just lifted to like 2 feet. Yeah, no, this course is nerve-wracking, the least to say. It's like Laguna Seca's corkscrew, but every turn.
Right.
You're just like always waiting for that blind corner. Like, okay, here it is again, and it looks like he's a little off the course. This is the section that bit Carl in the butt last time, and he survived it. Trying to fend off his mortal enemy behind him, the BMW. And now here comes the straight. Most likely the Beamer is going to go for that pass. If he can catch up. Looks like he's got quite a bit of
Got
distance.
a slow car coming up on him. So I would think he'd be pitting here pretty soon, won't he?
I could be wrong on what his tires can handle. And it looks like that Beamer is going to go for the pass. Neck and neck in the corner. Slight touch of the brakes.
And got him. Well, it looks like they're catching up on car.
Yeah, it looks so. Looks like they have a Ferrari out there that's a little slow. Riding in 19th position right now, one away from where we got in the beginning of the race. And honestly, I think if we do hit the pits, we can repair some of that damage, but now's not the time.
Yep. No, I mean, it don't look like it's hurting him too bad, maybe down straightaway, but he's keeping pretty good pace.
Yeah. A little bit of dirt here and there won't hurt the car.
Yeah. And those of you watching, that are watching, we're using my donation page. Go and, if you can, if you haven't done so already, go and donate whatever you can afford to stand up to cancer. Every little bit helps. Oh, looks like Carl got a little loose coming off that corner. Maybe hit the...
So a quick update on the fuel situation. Thank you, Paul Owens, for listening. They get 6 laps is what they were doing last time. So they have they have 6 laps on what they can handle. Paul, if you want in the booth, you're more than welcome to join us. This track is still so nerve-wracking. Every time I see it, it brings bad flashbacks. But it's a lot of fun. There's sections of this course where you're doing a chicane, but almost at full speed, and it's amazing. I don't have the skill to really handle this track with a GT3 series car, but I drive it with the IR18s, the Indies, and I can do about 50% of the course without hitting the wall. The rest of it is horrible for me, but it's still a blast. Like going through a lot of these sections, you're just mashed on the pedal, doing like 200 or so, and then going through some of these sections at like 100 to like 120 with those Indy cars, because just the downforce they have, it's amazing.
Yeah, I can see it being a lot of fun in an Indy car because it's so glued to the track.
Yeah. It's touchy though. I won't lie to that.
Oh, I'm sure.
You don't
there's
get
probably several sections you get pretty good air.
yeah. You touch that rumble strip and you're pretty much done for the day. Unlike where you can kind of break the wedge a little bit for these GT3s. Any of the Indy cars, if you break their wedge, boom, might as well just call it. You're spinning. Now, some of you guys might be wondering if you're new and just popping in. Good morning. It is 7:20. Skies are sunny, not cloudy in California. I don't know where the rest of the world is at, but it's nice and sunny out here. It's a nice crisp morning. We are following the core racing team, Carl Handwerk, right now, single-handedly driving the track. Some of the guys couldn't make it this morning, so it's just going to be Carl in the course for as long as he can handle, and then we'll be closing it out after that. So he's going to do what he can, put on a good show, and at least get us a lot of action and see if he can catch up some people out there. But while we get into this section, I want to turn up the music so you guys can hear the beautiful sound of the car, and I'll shut up. And we're back. Wow. That section always has me biting my nails. I don't know if it does that to you, Wes, but I dread it.
Well, it's so sketchy. It's so much turning, so much braking, and on the gas at the same time. I mean, you're sliding the car. You saw it. I mean, he was in a controlled slide pretty much the whole time, and if you mess up just a little bit, you're
just toasted. All right.
To me, that's probably the most sketchy part of the whole track.
Yeah, as we come into lap 6 should be coming up pretty soon. There we go. Like Paul said, one of the racers from the Core Racing League, 6 laps is where they really don't want to go past. So we're probably going to see Carl go for a pit on the 6th lap, and then we can pull him into the booth while he's doing his pit. He's probably going to repair some damage if he's listening. Repair some damage. That way we can talk to you, get a feel for the situation, how you're doing on that track.
How long does a normal pit stop for one of these cars?
Honestly, I don't know. We didn't make to that last race, and I'm assuming we're probably going to see. Well, let's see if anyone's pitting right now. We do have a couple people doing pit stops. Looks like 4-minute pits. So, yeah, it looks like 4 minutes. Fuel and tires, maybe. That seems pretty slow. But that might also be body damage. So
right.
we'll see how it pans out.
I'm used to the NASCAR stuff where it takes like 13 seconds, and
Yeah.
I can see myself just sitting in here being like, okay, go, come on.
your GT3 pit crew is they're having tea and crumpets or a macchiato or something like that while enjoying some nice, bread. Like, oh yeah, we'll get to those tires. Don't worry about it, man.
I mean, even in real life, you watch those and it looks like they don't really move very.
I think they're more probably under the mindset of, be effective, not fast.
Do it right the first time.
Exactly. You screw up one of these cars, there's no getting you back in the pits within 30 seconds or a minute. You're SOL on the track.
Yeah. Well, they got one lug nut and that's it, and you don't get that tight, you're
yeah.
done.
You got nothing else to help you.
No.
I'm surprised no one's designed like a. It probably wouldn't work. Never mind. I was gonna say I'm surprised no one's designed like a 2 lug nut system where it has an outer and inner ring.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
because you could do that with a single, air wrench.
Yeah. But NASCAR is going to single lug nut next 2 years.
Yeah, that's going to be a decent change. I don't know how it's going to affect the sport, other than faster
I don't know,
pits.
but I'm kind of I like the histories of the sport and the whole lug nut or whatever. That's kind of, it's fun watching them take 5 on, 5 off. But
Yeah.
I don't know, that just kind of. And then all the races I've ever been to, they always throw little lug nuts. What are you gonna do? Throw a big freaking lug nut at somebody? No.
Yeah. And and for me, I'd rather see these guys run actually factory cars that are souped up instead of running all the same body with a different sticker slapped on.
I 100% agree.
I think that's where NASCAR needs to go back to, because it's cool that you guys do have a Supra out in the track, but a Supra is not a Camaro. It's not a Ford Mustang. It's a completely different car, and it.
Well, to
I would
me,
love
it
to
don't
see it.
look like a Supra.
No, it doesn't.
You got kind of the short rear end or whatever in a real Supra, and then you get the NASCAR Supra, and it's pretty much the same as
the Camry.
Camaro and Mustang. Yes.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind seeing a Supra go toe to toe with a Camaro and a Ford Mustang on a NASCAR track. If you want to roll out a car for that, and you have a stock Supra that, or a stock frame that you can soup up to deal with whatever safety standards it is, that would be so cool to see. To see some of these cars go toe to toe on an oval, under really stressful situations.
I know they're trying to keep the integrity of the sport and all that stuff, but whenever you get to pretty much a standard chassis, then
you might as well just go race Indy or something like that.
Yeah, or bring back the car tomorrow where everything was pretty much the same.
Yeah,
just different stickers.
And that's what I like about this kind of road course series is you have 4 different cars out on the track, technically. We have 4? 3. No, we have Mercedes, BMW, Ferrari, and 4 cars. We have 4 cars out on the track. That's what, and they're technically models you can buy. You can buy a AMG GT3.
It looks exactly like what's on the showroom.
Yeah.
And what you can buy.
Yeah.
It's got the little
got the extra
motorsports modification.
Yup. It's got the extra wing. It's got a couple more.
Got a roll cage.
Yeah. But I have a client that's got one of those. I was like, oh my god, that's
Right.
the GT3. Like it's awesome to see these type of cars, and I wish NASCAR would do the same thing.
I do too. I think they're kind of trying to get back to that, but they still have the common template type car right now. And I mean, I know they're trying to go for aerodynamics and all the same numbers and everything, but whenever you get to a common template, then that's just, to me, that's what takes the fan out of the sport.
Yeah. And also, it sometimes gives people a chance, to buy themselves into a race, to race the same car. And also, it's kind of cool, like, hey man, I'm driving this car that, races NASCAR.
Right,
it's
exactly.
the same frame technically. It doesn't have a roll cage, or it's not built up like it is. But I'm out there with the same car. That's the whole point of like owning those cars is to be in a car that can race.
Exactly. I mean, heck, look at the truck series. They're pretty much a common template other than the front bumper cover, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, I'm a NASCAR guy. Always have been, or always will be. But that's the cool thing about these GT3 cars is all of them look different. All of them
drive different. Yeah.
And it looks like something that you can go to the dealership and buy and pretty much soup your car up to look like what you see racing on the racetrack.
All right, let's see if Carl goes in for a pit after this straight. I think the future of racing for at least NASCAR it'll rotate back to that.
I do too. I think they're taking the steps necessary to get to that.
And it's not like they can do a major change really fast because there's a lot of money that's been changing hands. So you have to make small adjustments in those types of situations because a lot of people have their hand in the pocket.
I mean, right now I think they're pretty well.
Now's the time to do
throwing their stick into the fire, exactly, because they're making a complete, total different change with this new car, and like we're talking, they're going to have the single lug nut, they're going to have sequential gearboxes, the bigger wheels. I mean, nobody runs a 15-inch wheel unless you're in like a Sunfire or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're heading in the right direction. I think. I don't necessarily agree with the single lug nut or the sequential gearbox, but we'll see how that goes. I know Joey Logano tested it and he enjoyed it. So as long as the guys are sitting in the seat, wheeling these things around, and enjoy it, then maybe they will put on a good show. I don't know. We'll just kind of see how it plays out.
I think the sequential gearbox is maybe they need to split NASCAR up into two separate, two separate, one that actually runs the stock version of the car and the other one that runs the car of tomorrow.
Right.
I would be okay. I'd be okay if they had a car of tomorrow, at the best that you could put into a template and have those guys race it. Aero, safety, speed, whatever they needed to do. Sequential shifters, and then have one that is actual stock, So then instead of doing, the Ford Camaro, it's just, or the Ford Camaro, wow. Please don't kill me. The Ford Mustang or
man.
Or I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to stay away from that car. Pretty much like taking one of those those cars, and instead of putting the name and model, just making it the actual just company. So you have the Ford car of tomorrow or something like that.
Well, do you remember the Goodies Dash series
No, I don't.
back in the 90s? Oh my gosh, those were pretty much stock. Pretty much slap a roll cage in it and go, and they race just about anywhere. Daytona,
That's
Pocono.
awesome.
Yeah. I think they had like Toyota Celicas and I think the 4-cylinder classes.
The 4-cylinder class, that's so cool.
But oh my god, they go like 170, 180 around Daytona in this little car. And if you ever get a chance, look them up because they were a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they'd bring something like that back.
I definitely want to check that out. But just to jump in, we just passed that BMW that passed us a long time ago.
Yeah, we're back up to 19th.
Yeah, Aries Racing Team, we got you. I would say the other word, but we're keeping this PG-13, so I can't. I guess it is kind of PG-13, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I'm going to step out on a limb. I'm sorry for everyone out there that gets offended, but as in the words of Dave Chappelle, gotcha, bitch!
That was great.
Oh, man. And then Carl's got that Audi in front of him that he's going to go after. Let's jump in the roll cage so we can stay with him. And that
He's
Audi
definitely moving himself back up.
Oh, he's going to go on the inside of that Audi. Uh-oh. And there's the wall. Broadcaster's curse. Sorry, Carl. Luckily, he's on lap 6, so he should be going into the pits after this this run.
He almost had it working for him.
He did. He went for a pass on a tight situation.
I think whenever he had to jump on a brake, it really messed him up.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't throw the other guy off, too.
Yeah, I was too.
All right, looks like we have quite a bit to catch up now. Those guys flew past us. It happens. But we can hear them. They're close by.
That was kind of a dive bomb move. It worked. That would be awesome if it didn't. Oh, crap.
Yeah. If it didn't, we're there.
Yeah.
Oh. A little bit of a dirt course driving there. Oh, and look at that. The Aries Racing Team also bites the dust.
Yeah, he did.
That happens, man.
This is such a technical track. If you don't hit every corner just right, it's gonna bite you.
Yeah, it's gonna get you. And after Carl's done racing, I'm actually gonna pop on and do some laps myself, just for funsies. Oh, looks like we have a nope, never mind. Carl getting off the road again, deciding to trade paints with the wall. That's not how trading paints works, Carl.
Rubbing's racing, but it's not good whenever you
rubbing the wall. Yeah, I think he's got some damage that's actually putting him out of the course right now.
Yeah, it looks like his handling's kind of gone.
Yeah, it's messed up. He needs to hit the pits and get that damage repaired.
I kind of expected him to hit the pit this time by, because I don't think he can go much more than 6 laps.
That's what they're saying is 6 laps is their marker, so we'll see what happens. aggressive corner, lifting his whole front end. Looks like the leader just took lap 7.
This is such a fun part of the racetrack to watch. I
It
don't
really
necessarily
is.
want to do it, but because you got elevations, you got corners, you got air. I mean, and you're sliding through the whole thing.
Yeah, you're doing a little bit of a controlled slide through some of these corners. And as your tires are going out, you can tell he's getting a little looser. He's not sticking to the track as much. Just got his front end stuck in that dirt there. Whoa. And here we go to the straightaway. What is Carl going to do? I'm going to pop over and ask him if he's... No pits. Oh, wait, that's not the pits. I think he's coming into the next section. That should be the pits. Yep, and there we go. Carl's in the pits. Once he hits the pit, I'm gonna pull him out of Core Racing Red and see if we can talk to him.
Sounds like a plan.
Maybe I can pull myself over there. Hey, Carl, this is Boothie Copy.
Yep, I got you, buddy.
Hey, man, do you mind staying in and getting that damage repaired, or are you going to be going back out after you get fuel and tires?
No, I'm probably gonna hang out, get this damage repaired. There's only 2 minutes of damage.
Okay, good. So, yeah,
we'll just get there.
That's not bad.
they'll give you some time to cool off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm starting to understand why Campbell had his issues, because it was clearly not him. I mean, the car just, it seems like it's a lot more loose than anything we've driven. So I don't know if they did something with the car or with the track or something. But the car was really loose, and that's why I ended up losing it.
Yeah.
And in the one section that's just tough to begin with, and then from there it was just kind of lap traffic, just braking at the wrong points and holding me up. Like you seen that last little spin right there.
Yep.
I just basically chopped my nose off.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for a pass, and he decided to stick to his guns.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so far, how do you feel about the track? I know you've only put 7 laps on it. You've reclaimed P18. That's most likely going to drop now that we're in the pits. But at the same time, you've gone up and down the leaderboard twice.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, it's not really that bad. I'm definitely faster than a lot of the guys through the turns, which is 80% of this track.
Yeah.
But with that damage, I was down on power for the straightaways. That's why you've seen guys just...
We saw the BMW
easily
get past
close.
you.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah. But you've seen that I caught right back up to him on, through the turns and everything. So, we definitely still have the speed to get through most of the track. It's just, hopefully this little bit of repair here will help on the straightaways, but I'm not holding my breath too much.
Yeah, no, and I think honestly, other than straightaways for maybe some of the passing, you're catching a lot of people on that short straight where you can set up a pass and get past them, and then they get nervous on some of those turns.
Yeah, it just sucks because, like we talked about before, passing here is at a premium, and, the best place to pass usually are on straightaways, especially when you're getting a good draft on somebody. But if I don't have the speed to even get up there, it's going to make it harder to pass anybody throughout the entire...
Yeah.
So, Carl, kind of talk us through that first lap, because holy crap, the first half of it, it looked like you're dodging wrecks pretty much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected, and and yeah, thank God I'm an Oculus, because if not, my fingers would have been just burned out from hitting left and right because my head was just snapping back and forth trying to look where cars were, where they're coming back on the track. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely a crazy start to the race. You handled it like a champ, though. You missed every single.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I go and take myself out.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But we got 3 seconds left here, so we'll get back on track and see what we can do.
Yep. Let me
Good luck,
see if I
buddy.
can drop you back over there. Uh-oh.
All right,
I can't. I'm going to put you in fixed. Is that okay?
that's fine. Yep.
All right. Let him get back to his focusing on the course.
I just wanted to ask him about that first lap because that was a lot of fun to watch. I'm sure it's crazy in his
Perspective, yeah. It looked pretty nuts.
He clobbered that wall that first time, and I was like, "Oh, please don't have the same issue from last night." But
Yeah.
it wasn't as bad as what it looked.
No, he kind of kissed it.
Yeah.
Now he's got to let those cold tires heat up. Yeah, we saw him
I think
actually
that-
drive his best on like lap 4. Lap 3, lap 4, lap 5.
Once the tires heated up and he kind of got his rhythm going or whatever, he was pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out. All right, we're going to do a quick turned up section. Hop over, mute our mics. Let us take a quick breakfast break. And you guys enjoy the front seat driving of Carl Handwerk. All right, welcome back. So,
Painful for just a.
yeah, Carl had a rough run that lap back. I don't know what it was, but looks like you collided with the wall and made some friends there quite a bit. You want to talk to us? What happened that lap?
Yeah, as soon as this concussion goes down a little bit, I'll start talking. No, with nobody else in here, I was just basically pushing every lap, which is what I was doing the first stint. With basically no regard to the car. And what irritated me was if I would like pushed off of a turn or something like that and got into a wall, that's one thing. But I mean, you seen the first spin that I hit, I barely clipped the grass, and that was it.
Yeah.
You're not saving it from there. It doesn't matter what you do. I mean, unless you all F4, that's about it. So it's that was kind of irritating to me because I did want to run a little bit longer, at least run a full second stint there and see where I could have got back up to. But yes, yeah, that was rough. And then I figured, you know what, I'm not towing. I'm driving this thing back to the pits one way or another. But as Wes pointed out, I mean, I was literally driving down the straightaway at 90 degrees with the wheel turn to the right.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
I think everyone saw that.
Great.
It looked
was a
fine
fun
during the
in-lap.
turns, and then we saw you sideways, like you just down the straight with your wheel sideways, and it's like, oh, okay, there he goes.
yeah, that's what I was doing within the turns too. You just may not have noticed, but I was like snapping back and forth just to get through the turns. So
Oh,
yeah,
man.
the in-lap was definitely.
Well, thank you for limping it back to the pit. Oh man, that's rough. Well, we had a good run, 9 laps. It sucks that the other guys weren't able to show up, but like you said, you're kind of just going balls to the wall. The fact that no one else is on the team, you might as well just do the best you can and see how many people you can get in front of during this stint.
Exactly. Yep. And that's
You did pretty good. You made from 38th up to 18th, and that's in a pretty short period of time.
Well, it helped that about 20 cars wrecked in front of me on that first lap.
I mean, yeah,
that always happens.
That definitely helped. But yeah, no, it was either way. It was fun, and I apologize that we couldn't get a full team together and a full 24-hour race in here. But we got a couple more coming up. We got Le Mans coming up, and we got Spa coming up. So those will definitely be some tests too. So
yeah, those would be good ones to watch.
Yeah, yep. So I'm looking forward to those as well, and I'll definitely get some practice in there. And those tracks are a little bit more forgiving than Nurburgring. They're a little bit wider.
Oh yeah.
A little bit more of an actual racetrack instead of just a mountain road.
This is also our first year doing these special events, so first year is always the roughest.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, it was fun, and either way, like I mentioned before, we are, we did have kind of like a minimum that we were going to give just in case this happened.
Yep.
So I know Core is going to be donating $50 on our side,
and I'm going to be doing 50 on my side.
Yep. So
I
so we'll at
appreciate
least get
that.
another
Thank
100
you.
there.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Well, Carl, thank you for putting on a good show. I hope everyone enjoyed. We made it to the almost hour and a half mark. It happens. It's part of racing, the beast of doing endurance races, and the beast of Nurburgring. She's going to get you sometimes. I hope everyone has a great morning. Hope they enjoyed this short vacay from the stuff that's going around them. Once again, thank you, Wes, for popping in here. Thank you, Carl, for being out here, even though the rest of the guys didn't show up. We'll see you guys out there again for the next event. I'm definitely going to be in the booth. If you guys got a team together, I'll be watching it. So we'll pick another charity to go with, and we'll put on another good show.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, guys.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.